Ever since the injury to Sanch, Garrett has been superb. Puck is dropped, and away we go as the Silvertips in their home white sweaters with green and silver tree line trim skating left to right on your CHL screens. Jesse Heslop with a takeaway sends it down low for Miettinen, and centering pass for Bear is twice deflected. Here's Hamill at the near circle, starting forward. The Silvertips like to start quick with this line. Here's Hamill dangling to his left, has it poked off his stick by Lafreniere, and back out into the neutral zone. Hamill will touch up, pokes it into the corner, and we'll get a whistle as the Silver beat to Garrett's left. Miettinen against Finney. One back by the Blazers, held on the right side wall, taking the step forward and hitting the brakes is Lafreniere. Rolling back towards the boards for Finney. Bouncing along the Zamboni doors far corner. It's Hamill picking up for the Silvertips and gliding out to the neutral zone. Backhand shovel pass looking for Miettinen, rejected by Kamloops, and Finney will deposit deep. Slowly for Caden Hamill in behind his net, over for Terrence Smith, moves it up the wing, taken by Bear, he'll tap for Miettinen, ranging forward. Miettinen with some speed, dangling to his backhand, forced wide of the net, puck loose for Bear, and a sharp angle shot fought off by Edmundstone. Sukumis retreated all the way back into the back of his own net, as Heslop kicks it over to Miettinen, crossing over to Terrence Smith, who shoots it around the boards for McKenzie. Took a wonky bounce off in Vancouver. A 7-1 win in which they stomped on the gas once they had the lead, which was a nice change of pace compared to the results of Wednesday's game as a bouncing puck at the near circle. Miettinen over for Bear, starting ahead. Bear lowers the shoulder, gets by Finney, carries in. Miettinen fields the drop pass, and his shot deflects up into the netting, out of play. Players, well, 3 of them record 3-point nights, and then 2 more record multi-point performances of their own accord, as the Blazers win a D-zone draw and play it down the length of the ice, as Terrence Smith bats it over to Jesse Heslop in his own end. Heslop spins off a defender up the right side for Miettinen, trying to push by Kochi, down onto his knees to stymie the puck, and forces it back into the Silvertips' end. It is Hamill over to his left for Terrence, and so McKenzie is beckoned back on the ice to take the face-off with Bear and Heslop. Tips win the draw, and DuPont will curl behind his net, up the right wing, intended for Bear, out of his reach. And so against Anderlini, Bear takes a heavy hit into the far corner, scooped up by Gurham, and Issa Gurham flops it over to the left side wall for Sullivan. Tap back to the blue line. Gurham deposits behind the Silvertip net. It's Liskey over to his right for Heslop. Backhanding it up the wing, intended for Courtney, rejected by the Blazers, and scooped up by Ryland Pierce with plenty of space. Pierce, bench. And Chasko has it backhanded forward ahead of him by Kaplan. 9.5 into the first. Out to the neutral zone, Terrence Smith plays it deep into the Blazer zone as the Silvertips will go for a change. Top line is out, and Heslop, Miettinen, Bear. Miettinen, nice takeaway. Here's Bear, far circle, looking for a centering opportunity, and a good job by Gurham to close him out along the boards. And Gurham plays keep away with the puck, sliding up the far wall. It's batted to the blue line, kept in deep by Heslop. Bear will field far corner, takes the hit, gives it to Miettinen, wrapping behind the net, finds Hamill right wing. Hamill off a defender, cycles it for Heslop, looking down low for a chance. Miettinen turned away by the legs of Edmundstone. Terrific pad stop there by Edmundstone, denying a man at the far post, and Miettinen quickly back in with numbers. Here comes Bear. His wrister rolled off his stick. Behind the net, Miettinen charging to the near corner. The whistle will blow as the net is all a recent signee from the MJHL, a Bemidji State commit who turned aside 18 of 19 last night in Vancouver. Face-off won by Everett into the near corner. Caden Hamill, the former Blazer, up for Smith. Bouncing at the far side, it's Lafreniere trying to tap it over to the left wing. Racing forward is Sabo, lost his footing a moment, now back up to his skates. Now forced back down by Hamill, who steals the puck away. Sabo was a game-time decision with Bryce Minton during warm-ups, and Minton having to miss some more time. Into the near corner, Matteo Kochi. Around behind the net, Kalen Anderlini. Out to the blue line, kicked down by Smith, nice play. To the high slot, Miettinen. Cuts over to his left, Miettinen lost control of the puck as he was trying to bully his way to the net front. Out to the point, it's Smith to Miettinen. Trying to slide it to Bear, it poked back. Out to the corner, it's Jesse Heslop, joined by Bear for support. Protecting his Kochi, moving it along the kick plate, up into the air and off the shoulder of Smith and out to center. 6.5 to go here in the first period. No scoring so far in Everett. As Caden Hamill glances at the clock, glances at his castmates, and starts forward of his own volition. At red line, he's met by Nathan Boehm, and he'll carry in. Boehm to the net, a shoulder save made by Garrett with no rebound allowed. A good save off of one of the best operation from the defense, and that was a good job to get all puck as they reached around and not draw the penalty. Nico Sakumis up the heart of the ice off the stick of Boehm. Picked up by Jamison, and DuPont over for Jamison in front of his net as Jamison seizes some open space. Pressured by Boehm up the heart of the ice. Sticks down by Kamloops. In the neutral zone as Jamison's stick snapped in half. He'll take a glance back, a stick being beckoned by equipment manager Mike Murphy, and Jamison will head back to the bench of his own accord. And entering up the other way, here's Bear looking for Miettinen into his skates. Left in the far circles, Bear for Miettinen along the wall. Saucer pass for Heslop. Robbery by Edmondstone with the glove. Heslop with the takeaway. Here's Bear. Rising shot finds glass. Ryland Pierce at the point. He rolls it behind the net for Carter Bear. Has Miettinen net front. Spinorama shot, and that's held by Edmondstone at the near side post. Well, now his driving to the net is much more aggressive, getting to the dirty areas, and he's getting rewarded for it. So going 4 games, yeah, that was a long time for the 18-year-old Heslop. Back to DuPont in his own end. Starting forward for the Silvertips, DuPont is met by the forecheck of Zahaski. Case in point, Heslop, by the way, 15 goals already this year, when last year he had 19 for the entirety of the season. It has been a terrific step forward for Heslop, who picks up the puck on the left wing and starts ahead. Trying to push around the hip check of Zahaski. Nice job by Zahaski. Up into the air, it lands at the Kamloops blue line. Poke to center. DuPont will shoot it back in. Heslop up on the forecheck as the Tips go for a change. The blocker of Edmondstone, and the Silvertips break through on their 14th shot on net. One back to DuPont in the neutral zone. He wires it around the boards, around behind the net. Off the glass. Picked up to the blue line. Carter Bear. Heavy hit by Jamison. That'll draw a penalty. As DuPont skates back into his own zone with 4 seconds left. Against Miettinen to the right of Garrett. 5-on-4 for the next 6 seconds as they put 2 seconds back on the clock. Face-off won by the Tips, and Bear will clear. And that will do it for the opening seconds worth of penalty time to kill off as Jamison continues to sit for roughing. Puck is dropped and away we go. The second period is brought to you by Great Clips. This penalty kill is presented by Murphy Trial Law. Jordan Keller at his own blue line up ice finds Finney looking for Lafreniere on the right wing. Lafreniere into the near corner is met by Taryn Smith. Up along the wall, Keller back to the blue line. Kochi over to his right. Keller snaps it rink wide for Finney on the left wing. Finney starts forward at the circle. A shot saved by Garrett. Rebound in the blue paint is swept away and picked up by Bear, who races forward short-handed 2-on-1. Bear joined by Miettinen. Miettinen back for Bear off the side of the net. As Bear diving for the puck ran out of room and out towards the slot. Bear reaching forward against Finney. Broken up by Hamill. Bounces to center. 2-on-1 the other way on the left side. Here's Strome to the net. He scores. Chopped it wide. Here's Smith at the point. Shoots it off the end wall as the crowd comes alive. 3.5 into the second period. A Let's Go Tips chant up from the faithful. Here's Lafreniere with speed working against Terrence Smith. Wrapped up into the far corner. Lafreniere held by Smith. Digging forward is Finney. He wins it back to the point. It is Kochi looping it around the roulette wheel to the near side up into the air. Keller. It lands in front of him. And Hamill backhands it for Miettinen out to center. Bouncing puck for Heslop left wing. Finds Bear. Sneaking past a defender. Bear low shot. Glove save made by Edmondstone. And he'll hang on 4:02 into the face off to the right of Edmondstone. Miettinen up against Finney as it's won back by the Silvertips. Here's DuPont far point. Saucer pass looking for Bear. Hops through his legs. And it is Andrew Thompson fielding near corner. Turned over to Miettinen. His shot is chipped wide into the far corner. It's Bear. Streaking towards the slot. Down low for Miettinen. Couldn't field the pass. Miettinen in the trapezoid. Dances to his left. Distributes to DuPont. He waits over to the far corner. Miettinen has Bear open. Back to DuPont. In the slot. A wrister seen all the way by Edmondstone. And he'll hang on 6 minutes flat Gone by an end softly for Courtney, who dumps in deep, and the Tips go for a change. 11:15 left in the second period as Vaughn pursues. Out to the blue line, it's Eric Jamison crossing over for DuPont. DuPont looking down low for Bear. It's out of his reach. Off the glass, out to center. Jamison kicks at it. Stolen away. Here's Bear with numbers. Bear with Heslop. Looking down low. Heslop shanked it wide. Bouncing puck far post. Miettinen kicking at it. It's skated away by Vahaski. Ooh, Heslop with a backhander that just missed. Here's another hard hit by Jamison, who has really laid the lumber here tonight on the Blazers. Into the near corner, it is Bear. DuPont in the corner. Skies it up. Lands in front of Sullivan. Intended for Bear. Cut off by Sukumis. Sullivan over on the right side. Racky. He's dumped down by a heavy hit from Jamison. Fourth of the night that you can in front of the net and getting a nice loose puck in front. Working his way off of Vahaski down low. And the Silvertips continue to battle. 5-1 with 7:40 to go in the second period. The battle level high for the Silvertips this weekend after Wednesday night. They have turned the page, and they have had a terrific go of things these last couple of games, as they have scored 12 goals in their last 4+ periods. As here is Miettinen behind the net. Heslop, far corner. Swaps spots with Hamill, gives to him along the right wall. Hamill out in front for Miettinen off a defensive skate. Smith plays it towards Hamill, far point, who settles down in front of Thompson. To Heslop in the far corner. And it's poked off his stick, and Max Sullivan off to the races. Sullivan, the 18-year-old from Calgary, trying to apply some pressure on the puck. Separation provided. Sullivan remains out marking Hamill. Now he'll be beckoned back to the bench. Hamill up for Heslop, out of his reach. No icing on the play. Was Strome is up ice. Here comes Jackson Vaughn. Let's check that. That was Boehm that was a bit shaken up on his way back towards his own bench. Bouncing in front of the Silvertip contingent. Miettinen up for Bear, up ahead by himself. Bear's shot blocked. It bounces near circle. Heslop kicks it down low. Heslop out in front for Miettinen, fan on the shot. Smith trying to bring up the rear. He whiffed on it. Into the far corner it will go. Bear for Heslop along the boards, and Bear takes a stick up high, and that's a penalty. Kochi caught Bear in the face. Ernst is tied up in one by Miettinen. Smith at the point. Smith, a wrister save. Rebound is loose between the hash marks. Swept to the blue line, kept in Smith. Crossed the way for Raymond, and that's broken up. Raymond has 2 tonight. Hauled down from behind was DuPont. They get it to the blue line. Smith crossing for Raymond with a screen. Raymond starts forward, up into the air. Smith waiting. Raymond at the circles. Down low, Miettinen pulling it across the crease for Bear. Chopping at it, save. Rebound, pops to Smith. Crosses for Raymond. His drive just missed. Darren Smith at the blue line. Pulls away from Lafreniere. Smith shovels it to DuPont. Holding at the circles to the corner. Bear out to Miettinen. Tap to the crease. Raymond takes a swing. A save by Ernst. And a rebound is covered and cleared down by Kamloops. First half of the double minor has been killed by the Blazers. Behind the net, it's Smith. Minute 20 to go in the period. 5-1 Silvertips. Here's Smith hunting for more. Smith gets by a defender. Smith to the net, a backhander. That's wide. Out to the point, it's Raymond. Crossing for DuPont. To the far corner, Bear. Miettinen in his net front. A pass through Raymond to Miettinen. Fan on the one-timer. Here's Bear at the far corner. Saucer pass. Miettinen. Loose blue paint. Pile up of bodies, and Ernst covers it up. Ooh, that was a tap. Draw to the right of Ernst is won by Everett. Here's Smith at the blue line. To his left, DuPont. Down low to the corner. Quick passing. Bear shot. Score! Carter Bear didn't get all of it, but he got enough. Now the Temple getting a little bit more familiar. Jackson Vaughn getting a little bit more familiar. Face-off is won by Kamloops, and away we go for the third period, presented by Trans Blue. It is Caden Hamill over for Taryn Smith. Smith up the wall for Carter Bear. Trying to play it deep, shoots it off the legs of Sukumis. It's loose at the far circles. And Bear will give chase, joined by Heslop. Round behind the Kamloops net. Digging forward is Sukumis, trying to pull it away from Bear. Up the heart of the ice, he finds Ratke, and away come the Blazers. Strome up into the air, and it's gloved down by Garrett, and Garrett is content to freeze it. Third. Hamill sends it up into the air to the far corner. It will roll. Kochi gets there first. Behind the Kamloops net, Thompson trying to escape with it. Met by Bear. And Eric Jamieson crosses hard over for Terrence Smith. Up ice for Miettinen off his skates. Redirected deep. Ernst behind his net. Stymies the puck. Moves it to the near corner. Taken away by the Tips. Here's a centering pass. Off a stick. It finds its way to DuPont. His shot is blocked down by Keller. Off the midboards and cleared out to center. Good continuous action here to start the third as Jamieson up the left side takes a hip check from Bourgeois. Jamieson has certainly doled out his fair share of punishments. Forced to center for DuPont, who crosses to Jamieson, times the entry. Nice job. Jamieson down low. Heslop, he scores! The face-off circle. Carter Bear will slot on in. Face-off is one back into the corner. DuPont over for Jamieson. Looking to exit, gets it up to Miettinen to open space. Here's Heslop. Jesse Heslop entering into the offensive zone, cutting to his backhand, forced off the puck. Nice play by Gurham to stay square to Heslop as a bouncing puck, turnover generated. Miettinen comes together with Keller, bouncing puck, high slot. Gurham one-hands it away from the speeding Bear. Down the ice, deflected, no icing on the play. DuPont gets there first. DuPont holding. Shoots it to the blue line. Sakumis takes the step up, able to cut it off before it exits the zone. Back to the blue line. Bame, a long shot. Held by Garrett. For trying to center, broken up. It is Vitsahaski wiring it towards Garrett, who gets a shoulder on it. Sends it to the far corner. 9:45 to go in regulation time. Jordan Keller at center. Pushes it to his right. Bame will paddle it deep. DuPont from behind his net for Heslop. Ahead comes Miettinen. Julius Miettinen into the offensive zone. He drops it for Bear. Has his stick lifted. Heslop works it back to DuPont, who holds. DuPont for Miettinen. Quickly across for Heslop off the heel of his stick. Lands in the far corner where Jamieson moves to Bear. Has it stolen away by Bourgeois. Bourgeois spins away from both Miettinen and Bear. Soft pass near wall. Thompson ahead for Keller. And out to center where Kai Matthew ambles forward. Matthew off the end wall, shot it wide as the Blazers need a change. Heslop takes for the Silver Tips, looking for Miettinen past his stick. Down the ice, no icing on the play as Bear was ahead of Kochi. To the far corner, Sakumis up the right side. Finding it to Lafreniere, now Keller high slot, down low into the skates of Stroh. Former teammate of Jesse Heslop's at Yale Hockey Academy back in 2021-22. Someone they went out and got for Fraser Minton from the Saskatoon Blades and was very good for the Blazers down the stretch last year. Here's Carter Bear flicking it up into the air. It lands far corner. 6:15 left in the third. Bear with a good steal. Battling for it far corner. Bear rolls it back towards the point, cut off, and skating away with it is Thompson. Joined on the rush by Keller. Near corner boards up into the air. It lands out in front. A chance for Lafreniere, who shanked the stick out of Carter Bear's hands. Puck lands near midboards. Under 6 minutes to play. Here's Lafreniere over towards Anderlini. A shot that misses wide. Rolling puck far corner as the Blazers will head back to the neutral zone and go for a change. Stretch pass by Liskey looking for Heslop out of his reach. That's icing. And making sure there's no replay. Face-off won by Kamloops up the left side. Ryan Michael dropping it back for Stroma. Shot blocked by Miettinen out to center. And Heslop taps it towards the Kamloops zone. Michael holds. Up ice, Emmett Finney working against Terrence Smith. Finney poked into the far.